if we turn our backs and spit in his face, is God still gonna bless the USA?
Years ago, in an NCAA cross-country championship held in Riverside, California, 123 of the 128 runners missed a turn. One competitor, Mike Del Cavo, stayed on the 10,000-meter course and began waving for fellow runners to follow him. Del Cavo was able to convince only 4 other runners to go with him. Asked what his competitors thought of his mid-race decision not to follow the crowd, Del Cavo responded, "They thought it was funny that I went the right way." Mike and the 4 other runners ran correctly, refusing to be distracted, staying on course. Greetings, Patriots. I'm Perry Greene. Welcome to our God in America podcast. When I prepare these podcasts, I usually start by handwriting my thoughts or an outline, then type up the script and make any necessary changes. While working on this episode, I found myself thinking about the powerful hidden forces in our society that seem to have endless resources to distract us from what truly matters. As I was writing, I realized some of these ideas sounded familiar. Well, back in the 1960s, Paul Harvey wrote a radio essay called "If I Were the Devil." He described how the devil might attempt to undermine the values of the spirit of America. The goal was clear: to slowly pull people away from what is right. I encourage you to look up Harvey's commentary online. It's worth listening to. Many of the things I mention here, he talked about 60 years ago. It seems the devil knew the rest of the story. If I had endless resources and wanted to harm a Christian nation, I would try to distract people from God in every way possible. Once they were distracted, I could lead them anywhere I wanted. Here's some example of those distractions. First, entertainment, including actors, singers, and athletes. I would downplay the joy of performing and emphasize the need to be compensated, not just to make a living, but with a sense of extravagance. That way, I could attract the super talented and make their occupations seem to have more intrinsic value than those of teachers and preachers. So many in the entertainment world have literally sold their souls for fame, fortune, and power. Education would be another target. Those who shape what is taught in schools can form the country's future. I would influence those in charge to remove God from schools and promote atheism. I would also take resources away from teachers and classrooms, making it hard to provide a good education. I would also look at the mainstream media and pay news commentators exorbitant salaries to read the copy I've written, not report what is happening. People tend to believe what their eyes and ears observe, so I would fill them with misinformation and disinformation to control their thinking. Then I would deal with ministers and churches. I would fund seminaries and preacher training schools to influence pastors away from teaching the whole counsel of God and give them a sense of superiority in their quote-unquote spiritual focuses. If I could control the preachers, I could control the churches and take down the nation, neutralizing those who would uphold standards of right and wrong. Then there's the politicians. The apparent target, along with preachers, would be the legislators. Bribe them sufficiently, and most will do whatever they're told. Why else does a relatively normal person leave office with millions of dollars and a constitutionally questionable voting record? After Charlie Kirk's assassination, I added societal division and violence to my list. We know demonic leaders are employing people to protest in America violently. Could some national or international organization have paid a hitman to kill Charlie and incite division in America? It is the Marxist MO, divide and conquer. If you have sufficient funds and the right connections, you can commit any nefarious act you can imagine. Not only was Kirk murdered in broad daylight, but the satanically controlled crowd celebrated his death. Tell us again, who's called for violence? Who's been calling for people to think critically? You can fill in other categories, but Satan writes a blank check to his minions to carry out his all-in attempt to usurp God's authority. Like the Romans, he employs bread and circuses to accomplish his agenda. If the empire's citizens had full bellies and fun, the emperor and senate had a free hand to do as they pleased, using the people as their instruments. Not much has changed over the years. Satan is using the same playbook he's had for generations. The only way we can defeat him is by returning to God. Isaiah 55, verse 6 and 7 read, "Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord, and he will have mercy on him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon." Well, thanks for being with us today. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe to our podcast. If you'd like to donate to our ministry, please visit our website at godinamerica.com. That's the word God, the letter N, America.com. As we close, let's keep the light of fighting the devil's distractions burning.